everybody in the world was rushing to go see, millions of people were rushing to YouTube to go see Dome of the Rock UFO. What happened was there is a squad of people who are agents that work for the elite powers in control. They work for the global powers. And their whole job is to find real incidents of the paranormal, whatever it is, UFO, Bigfoot, something, anything that's real that could affect an awakening, and take it down and then replace it with Hollywood level fakes, but fakes that have traces of CGI, of Photoshop, so that now those fakes are up there. And so when these millions of people rush all to go see Dome of the Rock UFO, Dome of the Rock UFO, they're going to see the fakes. And they're going to say, oh, these are bad fakes. These are terrible. These don't look like Dome of the Rock. This doesn't look like a UFO. And those are still up there too. And the awakening is stopped. And of course, the real videos will get loaded back up later, like they have been right here. But it doesn't matter because the awakening has been stopped, because those millions of people that were all rushing in 2011 when this happened, and you yourselves, a lot of you guys probably heard about this and heard what words, the same words I heard. Oh, that was debunked. I remember that. That was debunked. And it was because they took those fake videos, then they had the New York Times and the Huffington Post and whoever else go look at it and say, oh yeah, this is fake. This is not real.
That area is very active. In '98, I was at the top of Mount Sinai in Egypt for the sunrise, and I saw the mother load of ships out there. It was unbelievable. Wow. So that portal over there is very active for this kind of activity.
Well, let me tell you a rumor that we were never able to corroborate, just in case some of you probably heard it too. They say that when this ship came down to Dome of the Rock and just hung there and then left, they said that there was a newborn baby that was delivered right at the foot of the dome. You heard that too, right?
No, I'm tuning in. It's
yeah,
absolutely true.
It is. And they say, but nobody was ever able to find that baby. If it's even true, I don't know if it is, but I'm just telling you guys in case you heard that. It's a crazy rumor that went around, and it was all over Israel that night. Everybody said there was a baby. Where's the baby? There was a baby delivered by that UFO. And that was the reason that UFO was. But there was also rumors that all kinds of other UFOs, just like that one just happened to get caught. But there were others over other sites, holy sites in Israel.
Does that mean the story about storks is fake
then? It might be. UFOs, might be. So that's it. I'll give the other half of my presentation tomorrow, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that's what I had for you guys today. And because I do want to give a little time for questions too. So thank you very much. And that's what I got. Yeah, if anybody has, yes.
Please, if you're going to do questions, please come up and use the mic.
Cool.
I would like to know. Okay.
I hear you.
You hear me? Okay. I would like to know, how would you know if you've been implanted?
How would you? I would say, I watched a lot of Dr. Roger Lear, the great, before he passed away. And I watched a lot of his work. And, it's too bad more people in the medical community don't do stuff that he's doing. But I would say that it has to be intuitive, partly intuitive. Because one of the things the extra dimensionals, is that I believe that they don't just put the physical implants. There's another level of implants that are etheric, that are spiritual, that are non-material. And that you're going to be able to pick it up through your intuition if it's there.
What happens if it's there? What do I do?
It depends. Now, that's a good question because
I'm implanted. Okay. All over the place. And what do I do?
You figure out whether you want it removed or not. But you have to be honest about that, because I've worked with people, and probably others here have also worked with people who always say, oh, I've been implanted and I want to, but then they find out that their implants, I have to say it, give them special abilities or increase their own abilities somehow. And they figure out that they They want to keep them.
So the implants are not only for a bad thing.
It could be, yes.
Okay.
Could be, yes.
And I've also discovered the more you raise your frequency, the easier it is to be above the actual implants. Because I do believe we've all been implanted in one part, in one degree or another.
I talk in my book, The Extra Dimensionals, I talk about a woman named Martha X who has implants, and I sit with her, and she's tortured by her implants. They buzz signals into her brain, and she suffers all kinds of effects from her implants. But her implants made her from a mediocre artist into one of the most world famous artists who ever lived. And she sells paintings for $50,000. And so she's going to keep her implants no matter what. That's,
Can you get rid of them though?
I think people can. Yeah, absolutely. They can, but they have to get rid of both sets, the physical ones and then the ethereal ones as well. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. About the implants being good or bad.
Yeah.
A&S, Steve Colburn, Dr. Lear was there. Dr. Leo Sprinkle was also in the area. I knew I had one behind my right ear. Well, when Steve checked it, it registered 10 milligauss. But he found one in my ankle, left ankle, that registered a 15. And then
Is that a lot? I don't know. What
yeah,
that
it's
means.
like having a cordless cell phone tied around your,
Oh, it's a lot of radiation.
Yeah. But and then a few years ago, I woke up straight up in the bed, and the first thing I did was touch my ear, and there was another implant. But that same morning, my friend told me he was flying from Denver to San Francisco. And I said, no, there's going to be an airplane crash. And I begged him not to go. His plane landed right before Asiana 214 did on the same runway. So like this one, they gave me that information. I want to keep that one. But the other one, I don't know where they came from. But those we know definitely that they did find. And, I had that validated before Dr. Lear passed. So,
Wow. That is something. Yes.
As far as the ethereal implants, since I have been here in Sedona, I've been here almost 2.5 months. I've been abducted multiple times, and where bleeding was involved.
Wow.
And I got very, very lucky. I ran into this healer, this cute little old lady. Her name is Thea Ivy. And every time that I have gone to her, she completely fixed it.
Wow.
Yeah. So I went from bleeding in my bed to not bleeding at all twice.
Wow.
Twice. Yes. And she did a regression on me, and I'll talk about that during my presentation tomorrow. But this cute little old lady, I love her, and I will be with her for the rest of my life. She's the only person who's been able to regress me, and the only person that has been able to clear those psychological plants and chips.
Wow.
So
That's
I told you I
great.
could help you. It's not me. I can help some, but Thea Ivy.
Thea Ivy.
And she's very reasonably priced. She lives in Sedona, and I believe in her 100%. When you go from bleeding in your bed to not bleeding anymore, you pay attention. So,
Wow. That's great.
yes.
Thanks, John. Cool. Yes.
So I was talking to John. I don't know to what degree he wants to elaborate on this. We were outside earlier, and I was asking him about Tom DeLong and the group and that seminar.
182.
Yeah. Well, not the group, but the group of guys that were in his little. And I was trying to pick Mr. DeSouza's brain as to what he thinks is going on. And we both agree that he appears to be very sincere and whatnot. But I'm trying to look at it now. What's the agenda here? So do you feel like sharing what you said as far as what you think ultimately might be their goal and what? Well, he's going to tell you hopefully.
Oh, we're talking about the Tom DeLong, the live stream, big announcement of something to do. I think it was supposed to be something to do with alien technology. And he showed some drawings. He showed some drawings and some stuff, and they're collecting money.
And they're going to sell stock.
They're going to sell stock. Yeah.
And they're going to try to introduce technology, but can you share what you think they're going to do with that technology once?
Well, all I can share
Okay.
is this. The guys that he's working with are like they are like the rogues gallery of people who are not out there to share, to uplift the American people. I mean, he's got CIA, he's got high officials in the CIA, the DIA, the Pentagon, the Secretary of Defense. I mean, these are not people who are out there to share secrets with the American people. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And
Sweets program where they're trying to pull technology in. Anybody who's innovating.
yeah, I think it's a program to for them to promote technology for somebody else, And I think Tom DeLonge is very sincere in what he's doing, but the agencies that he's working with, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies to even think about that, and I think it's not anything good.
So what do you think about all the programs that are coming on, finding the mermaids that they do under the water and the way they look just like these aliens that are being shown to us today?
I think that there's a lot of creatures out there, like Bigfoot and crypto creatures of all kinds, that very possibly we're never going to be able to find physical evidence of them, because I believe they are also extra dimensional in nature.
They captured all their findings and
Yeah.
didn't bring anything home. And
Right.
actually had real
Right.
findings and tapes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can capture some things on camera through like an electromagnetic signal, like mermaids. I've seen some things of mermaids.
There was four programs all about it.
Yeah, but when you try to get physical evidence of them,
Yeah, the government would not let them.
yeah,
They
yeah,
were devastated.
it's always a different story. It's always a different story, and I think that could have to do with the extra dimensional nature of a lot of these crypto creatures. That's what I believe. All right. Anybody else? Anybody else? Are we good? Are we good? All right.
Very good.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Till tomorrow.